The cold calculus of killing. At Italy's southern tip in Calabria's rugged hills and wind, cut coasts, a brotherhood took root. They call it the Ndrangheta, born of family bound by blood, disciplined by silence. This is not a gang of street corner thugs, an enduring system, passed from father to son. It thrives where loyalty is lineage and betrayal is unthinkable. From humble origins, it became Italy's most formidable criminal organization. Its power grew quietly, rooted in kinship, watered by fear, shielded by isolation. Today, its reach spans oceans. Calabria is the anchor, the world is the marketplace. The Ndrangheta built a global network, family cells at home, partners and fronts abroad. Its engine is cocaine. Ports become gateways. Warehouses become vaults. Paper companies become masks. Money flows like tide. Quiet, relentless, cleansing the stain as it moves. Influence follows the money. From village kitchens to skyscraper lobbies, its footprint is everywhere and nowhere. This is a family enterprise with multinational scale. Built on trust and forced by blood. Its cells and dream are clans, not crews. Dynasties, not departments. That structure is a firewall against infiltration. Power is exercised through whispers, favors, and the quiet threat of exile or worse. The damage is measured in edits, bent contracts, captured unions, and tainted markets. Methods evolve with technology. The model, control and profit, does not. The goal is simple: dominance. Control of routes, ports, brokers, and buyers, end to end. Profits rival corporations, risks are offloaded to societies. Behind every ledger entry, a human cost. Families broken, communities bent. This story moves from Calabria's villages to the ports of Europe and the towers of global finance. It is about how a family doctrine became a worldwide enterprise, and why it keeps winning. We will peel back the layers, clans, cocaine corridors, and the money that washes it all clean. We will follow the cash. From street deals to shell firms to real estate and respectability. Picture a world map at night, lines of light pulsing from Calabria outward. That glow is wealth, power, and fear. Woven by blood, carried by ships, and hidden in plain sight. Ndrangheta, origins and structure, 19th century Calabria. Poverty, isolation, and clan honor shaped a code. From rural bandits and mutual aid circles, groups coalesced. These became family-based cells called Ndrain, each anchored to blood, territory, and a surname. Loyalty is inherited. Betrayal is a break with kin. Omerta, silence, shields the group from outsiders. Speaking to authorities violates identity, not just rules. Initiation rites formalize belonging with oaths and symbols. The pledge binds members to secrecy and obedience. At the top sits the capobastone, the clan boss. A cantabile manages money. A consigliere advises. Soldiers enforce orders. Brokers handle contacts and logistics. Punishments are swift and exemplary. Multiple Ndrain form a locale within a town or district. Disputes are settled by elders or inner clansels. When needed, a commission coordinates rules and peace. Family ties limit infiltration. Marriages cement alliances. Recruits enter through relatives, not open ranks. Informants are rare. The cost of betrayal is known. From Calabria, networks spread through migration and trade. Cells took root in northern Italy, Europe, and the Americas. The structure stayed constant. The reach became global. Silent city. Anatomy of fear. Across Calabria and far beyond. Then Ndrangheta rules, less with headlines than with atmosphere. Control enforced through fear. Obligation and debt. An unwritten code, omerta, turns gossip into risk and witnesses into bystanders. Silence is safety. Speaking is a sentence. Shutters half down, an envelope crosses a counter. Protection payments scheduled like rent, recorded only in memory. Loans, jobs, and favors create dependence. Work found through a friend of a cousin. A contract steered. A bill delayed. Gratitude becomes a leash. Threats are calibrated. Perhaps a lost contract, a late-night visit. A rumor that travels faster than the truth. Stevedores, truckers, and small shopkeepers learn the rules. Join the right union. Hire the right supplier or your work stops. In municipal offices and courthouse corridors, influence tilts tenders, accelerates permits, and blunts inspections. Corruption does the talking so people do not have to. An ordinary family learns which calls to ignore, which doors to open, and when to look away. Protection is not a service. It is permission to keep working. Paid weekly. Quietly. In cash. At ports and logistics hubs, a nod from the wrong foreman can stall a container or make it disappear. Efficiency becomes leverage. A witness remembers less after a cousin gets a warning. Memory becomes a luxury their family cannot afford. So people walk differently, speak carefully, and think in whispers. Fear presses down like weather. Neighborhoods close in on themselves. Public life thins out. Civic trust erodes one favor at a time. Enforcers look like neighbors. Drivers, clerks, distant relatives. Anonymity is armor. Anonymity is armor. Ordinariness is camouflage. On a bus, at a cafe, in a queue. Anyone might carry a message. The threat is everywhere because it can be anyone. The human cost hides behind closed doors. Families who cannot move, sons who leave, daughters who cannot move, sons who leave, daughters who do not speak. Grief becomes private ritual. The bill is paid in stolen futures, shuttered shops, bent unions, frightened children, and a city that learns to lower its eyes. Modern Leviathan. The Ndrangheta rises. Now we move from the past to a new, and perhaps more formidable threat. The Ndrangheta emerges from the rugged, isolated region of Calabria in southern Italy. Its very name derived from a Greek word for heroism or man of honor, hints at its deep, almost mythical roots in the local culture. It is ancient. Its origins trace back to the 19th century, born from rural bandits and clandestine secret societies. For a long time, it was dismissed as a minor, rustic cousin to the more infamous Sicilian Mafia, a perception that allowed it to fester and grow in the shadows. While other syndicates captured headlines, the Ndrangheta quietly consolidated power, mastering the arts of extortion and kidnapping before graduating to more lucrative global enterprises. It grew quietly and methodically. Now, it is widely considered one of the world's most powerful and wealthiest criminal organizations, with an estimated annual turnover rivaling that of a multinational corporation. It hides well. It works with ruthless efficiency. It uses unbreakable family links to protect itself from police infiltration. The core strength of the Ndrangheta is blood. The organization is structured around family clans known as Ndrain. These are not just business associations, they are dynasties. Loyalty is absolute because it is familial. A son cannot easily betray his father. A nephew is bound to his uncle. This bond is often sealed through elaborate quasi-religious initiation rites, reinforcing a sacred duty to the clan above all else. This insular structure makes it incredibly difficult for law enforcement to penetrate. Informants are rare because to betray the Ndrangheta is to betray your own kin. A sin punishable by death, often carried out without hesitation to make. An example. This ancient model of family loyalty has proven to be a powerful shield in the modern age of surveillance and investigation. Unlike Murder, Inc., which was a specialized unit within a larger syndicate, the Ndrangheta is a fully integrated criminal enterprise. Murder is not outsourced. It is an intrinsic tool of management used to enforce discipline, eliminate rivals, and secure its ever-expanding global empire. The global tentacles of a family business. The Ndrangheta's reach is staggering. Think of the scale. Murder, Inc. killed to serve bosses in a handful of American cities. The Ndrangheta moves drugs and launders money on every inhabited continent. One was a brutal and fast-acting force on the streets. The other is patient, strategic, global. The Ndrangheta uses its control of international trade to shape economies, corrupt governments, and influence markets. They do not just enforce. They control the entire supply chain. They are the undisputed kings of the European cocaine trade. They have forged direct alliances with South American cartels, allowing them to buy drugs at the source and manage their shipment across the Atlantic. They control ports. They corrupt officials. They have mastered the logistics of moving vast quantities of illicit goods across the globe with terrifying precision. This immense wealth is then funneled into the legitimate economy. They hide their money with sophisticated networks of banks and shell corporations. This process is called money laundering. It moves their criminal profits into the legal world, giving them a veneer of legitimacy and even more power. The group gets richer, expands its influence, and blurs the line between the underworld and the world of legitimate business. The unchanging price of power. The Ndrangheta. Blood binds the Ndrangheta into clans that endure across generations. Loyalty enforced by family, secrecy protected by ritual, obedience sealed for life. From Calabria's hills that learned patience, then scaled up. Ports, brokers and routes that move cocaine like cargo across oceans. Fear keeps order. Money opens doors. Illicit profits wash through real estate, hospitality, and front companies. Cleaned by banks and shell networks until crime looks respectable. Behind the balance sheets are lives upended. We remember those harmed and those who dared to resist. To confront this power demands vigilant institutions, resilient communities, and international cooperation, beginning with awareness.